Hey, how's it going, everybody? Before I get started here, I have researched some of these tools, so I will give you guys what information I found in the description, some researching online. A couple of things are in PDF form, so I will give the exact PDF links so you can just download it right away. I found a couple of the old catalogs online to download. It's really cool. Some of the other stuff, I know it's old, but hard to get info on it when there's no markings whatsoever to say who made it. A lot of just blank old tools, but old. Anyways, speaking of looking stuff up, a couple of the things when it came to the little logo on it and wording, really freaking small to where even with a magnifying glass I was frying my eyes trying to make out the words, let alone the little picture. And then the other thing, it's so freaking old to where a lot of the writing has been scraped off, or just worn down, or whatever, just scratches through it. So was able to make out enough of it thanks to a little gadget here that I'll show you guys that I picked up at Goodwill for cheap, to where I know exactly when it was made. In fact, the website that I'm going to give you guys has the exact date and everything where it matched up just right. So anyways, on the thing that helped, I don't know what these things cost new, but man, it really comes in handy when you're trying to zoom in on something or whatever. It's one of those digital microscopes, just made in China, digital microscope. This one just says digital microscope DM4, which I guess is the model, but decent. Slides off the back here, and I forget what type of battery. It's some oddball sized battery that this thing takes, and then you charge it up with just a cell phone adapter, and then it also has a spot on top of it for a micro SD card. So, like if you're looking up coins or whatever, and you want to zoom in on something, you can take a picture of it. And it also has LEDs for the lights, so it gets really, really bright. I mean, something made in China, this thing's nice. Really does a good job. So I was able to get in there and zoom in on the printing and really make everything out really good. Because there was one thing to where I was finding similar, and then it was throwing me like, is that the same maker or somebody else that copied it? Old enough to where probably not that many copyright laws, so who knows? But then I found out, nah, they just changed up the way they printed it out or whatever, logo, writing, whatever, on the tools multiple times throughout the years. So, main thing for this video here, real easy way to obtain vintage tools for cheap. The toolboxes here, hint hint, show you guys one of them, which it isn't a vintage toolbox. It was made in China or whatever. Looks a lot like the one that Harbor Freight has. That's just made to look old. It's all wood, about this big, multiple drawers, and then the top opens up and has the mirror and whatnot. Like electronics type stuff or whatever. Just fancy looking. Anyways, $30, including everything that was inside of it, which added up to a lot more than $30. One of the things easily adds up to $30. Maybe two of the things, maybe all the things, don't know. As it had a bit of stuff. The other toolbox, bigly. Very, very bigly. Too bigly to showy. And it's metal. And it's loaded full of saws. Not just pruning saws, but vintage ones. A couple of regular, just short type saws that are vintage. So that type of stuff, it's everyday thing here. But one of the things that I have in it, I'll show you guys because it goes way back, and I got the things to make it work. Which, good luck trying to find any new ones nowadays, even at a pawn shop separate, man. You just don't see them. But much. And on the parts and pieces for it, some look like they may have been original to it. Others definitely a lot newer as they got trademark logos and whatnot. So, start out with that first. Got a Spockford brace that is dated, I believe it was March 1880. In really good condition. Nothing is rusted up bad, everything works, so still usable. Very unique on how they did it here. Just has a key here that you turn to tighten it up, and you put in your bit. And don't really have a way to show you guys, but even this is just unique on how they did it. It's got like a slight curve to it, so when you hold it, this thumb on top, side of your finger on the bottom, it fits just right so you can get a good grip on it. Just has a very slight kind of a S-curve to it. Otherwise, all original. And this one is a number 10. And on info on this, this really freaking helped. Could just make out a little bit of stuff on each side here. A little bit here, a little bit there, but a lot of it's worn off, but I can make out enough of it to find out what the date is and all the writing, what it added up to. It's one of the web pages is a guy who was researching it himself and just shows all different types, starting at this type, going down into the years as it gradually evolves, and they start adding on wood grips and modifying this a bit, making this better, whatnot. So it just shows all the improvements. And I believe that's just one page, but give you guys an idea of what to look for if you're into collecting these old drill braces. So, cool. Once again, man, who is this in a bunch of saws? Like at least 5 saws, some vintage, plus the big toolbox, all for $30. And it had this little box in it, an old cigarette or cigar box or whatever. Whole bunch of bits. Like I say, some of these may be original to it. This one just looks old. I don't see any kind. Oh wait, no, maybe it does. Okay, this is one that I was gonna see if I can. Yeah, this one I can tell it's old. It's got some printing on the side of it here that I could probably magnify with that thing and see who made it. Otherwise, all the tops are like that, squared off. Just tighten that up. Just drop it in and give it a good tightening. Nice and solid. Other than obvious ones, these I haven't really looked up yet to see how old they are. This just says 632. Oh, here we go. S.T.Co for corporation. So, a little drill bit. This one, Keen cutter bit. Definitely much newer. A couple of flathead screwdrivers here. I think one of these was Craftsman. This is number 9. Yeah. Old Craftsman flathead screwdriver bit. This one looks about as old as the tool, so this might be original to it. Another old flathead screwdriver bit. One that's got some weird logo, but definitely looks newer. On the newer ones, you can tell that this part was added on, where they just got a regular round drill bit and then just added that on to modify it. This might be original to it, or just old. No name drill bit. Another one with a oddball logo. Some kind of logo, then USA 532. This is like G11HT or GLLHT. Don't know. But this one has kind of a logo that looks like a shield with an N in the middle of it. 3/16 drill bit. So, plenty of drill bits to make this usable. I love old tools. Alright, now for the fun part. See if I can hold this up without snapping my freaking spine. Like I say, man, very similar to the one that's at Harbor Freight. It's nice. 3 drawer. Not real deep. I say, man, it's for small tools like what's in it. Top just opens up. This one doesn't have the mirror in it. It's metal, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the one at Harbor Freight has a mirror type thing in the top of it or whatever. Otherwise, let's show you guys what was in it, or most of what was in it. Well, first thing I grabbed, so I'll show the coolest thing first. And it's just missing one little part off of it that seems to be common. Either would snap off or they just remove it or whatever. I think it has to do with tension. Anyways. You guys get to see my artistic genius here. So, on the little logo, it's PSNW, kind of a 2-circle logo, large circle with a little one in the middle. So, in the little circle, shows a fist like it's holding a bar, this, and then it says tools below it, and then between the 2 circles, say PS and W on top, and then the bottom it says guaranteed. Anyways, the PS and W is Pexto and Wilcox, which also goes by Pexto, P-E-X-T-O. And that's the fun thing that I was trying to look up, because I kept finding the tool, but it didn't have this on it. So that might make mine a little bit more scarce. Most of them either said Pexto or just outright Pexto and Wilcox or whatever printed on the tool on one side or two sides. And this printed out from the catalog that I found, which, let's see, it's page 228. What I found was some wing dividers, and let's see, I was going by the logo on how long they used it to come up with a date, which is between 1909 and 1910. There they are. And as you can see, hinge part there, both sides is brass. And then wing divider, hence this being the wing, and on the piece that's missing, let's see, can't get any light to shine through it, hence lack of light. Anyways, above where you tighten up the wing on it, little hole going through there, and it was like a little leaf spring, which I believe was between the wing and screw part. So when you tighten up the screw, it put some tension against it so it didn't loosen up. Otherwise, it's the only thing missing. Great shape. So they're showing this type up top and then some different ones bottom, just compasses. As I say, man, this I was able to find the original catalog. It's really cool. Just some old dividers here. Bitty one. Anyways, this dates to the 1950s. Made by Brown and Sharp Manufacturing Corporation, number 800 dividers. And got the catalog for this too. PDF. Yeah, it shows this on page 83. Just to show some different ones. Don't know how old these are. It says tempered Athol Machine Corporation, Athol, Massachusetts, USA. This type of dividers. And then the next three, got two of them that are obviously the same brand, but there's no markings on them anywhere to signify who made them, so I don't know if they're copies of another brand or just maybe that brand sometimes didn't put names on their stuff as in trademarks or anything. So, a couple like this. And same thing on this, and these look pretty freaking old. Just on how they're made, they just look old. There's a lot of patina. Found a couple people with ones like this to where they were either showing them off or had them for sale, and right there where this part goes through is just a little eyelet type loop. I'm saying, just once they crudely made, just definitely show the age there. Let's see. Okay, that's all the dividers. So I've got some rulers here. Got a number 455R slide caliper made by Lufkin Wool Corporation. And other than just a little bit of staining on it, pretty damn good condition. There's the little adjustment screw there to tighten it. And this literally has the date on it. It's a protractor, center finder, square, circle divider, drill point gauge, multi-tool. Shows all that on one side of it on what you can do, and then it gives your tap drill sizes for machine, USS, and SAE. And this is made by Craftsman, copyright 1937. That's the copyright in 1937. Right above the hinged area there, and then I believe this is the model number 9/4026. So the other side there shows all the stuff it can do. This is a Starlet number 303 6-inch hook ruler. Starlet being the LSS Corporation. I forget what the hell these are called. Otherwise, this one's made by Sears Craftsman. 9/4029. And this one's General Hardware Manufacturing Corporation, number 18. This is somewhere. This may be old Craftsman. I don't know because there's no markings on it anywhere. And it's a 3-piece set. The only thing I'm missing is the ruler that it went with. There's one part here. And, the liquid is still in there. So I can still measure with that. And took a bit, but got it to where the center rotates now. It just froze up a little. Anyways, a lot of them right along the bottom here would have printing. And I put it under the microscope and I couldn't find anything, so they're totally unmarked. Ruler on that side for measurements. And this is what was throwing me. Didn't find many where it's got this heart shape cut out there. Most of the ones I was finding, this area was all rounded off. Didn't look like a heart. or a booty. So, just don't know. Still kind of researching on it. There's the other piece. Otherwise, definitely show the age, but still usable. This. No idea how old this is. I haven't looked it up yet to see. It's Brunning, Charles Brunning Company, Mount Prospect, transparent plastic draft match scale. Size 12, B style, number is 48311. So I still got most of the box, and originally went for $2. And pretty much everything else is just various things for drawing circles and whatnot, or taking measurements or whatever that are plastic. It's fancier here. That's pretty much all that was in it. Man, all that plus the toolbox for $30. Like I say, man, cheap way to obtain vintage tools. So, say, man, I'll have everything that I've found so far in the description for anybody that finds this kind of stuff and wants to research, and anything new that I find, I'll just add to it. So, have a good one, everybody. Sweating to the oldies, or just sweating to something that's sweaty. I hate summer. I don't like summer anymore, man. We're already getting 100-degree temperature here in Kingman, man. It's just hot. So, don't know when I'll have another video up, man. I did good to do this, or at least I got the air conditioner running, man. But, man, if that thing craps out, it's going to be hell. It's just way too hot. So, have a good one, everybody.